Hello, everyone. I just want to welcome you all to our first Innovation Award ceremony today. And if we could ask people to come and take a seat, that would be fantastic. It's really exciting to see all of you here today. And I just want to thank you so much for taking the time out of what I know are very busy schedules for all of us here at MnDOT. To take this time to really be here today to help us celebrate the innovation that's occurring at MnDOT in all corners of this organization. It really is amazing, how much innovation is going on, as I think is evidenced by the nominations that we received and by the enthusiasm of staff in coming forward to tell their stories and let us know. And also a thank you to all the leaders that are here today, because frankly, staff could have all the great ideas in the world, but if as leaders, we don't empower them to test those things out, to try it, to move it forward, to share it once they've done it, then we're not really doing our jobs. So empowerment is so incredibly important for our staff. And at MnDOT, we have thought a bit about what does it mean to think about innovation. And so we've really tried to define that pretty broadly, so it really can encapsulate all the different types of innovation that's done, from new techniques out in the field on a day-to-day basis, where somebody is solving a problem right there in front of them, all the way up to new IT solutions and enterprise-wide activities that are being done. So it's really thinking about how do we take some creative thinking? So really thinking about how can we do things differently? How can we solve a problem? And then coming up with some of those ideas and really also grounding it in how do we do these things to really serve our customers, internal, external, and really serve the people of Minnesota, because that really is what we are grounded in as an organization. Today is also about recognizing that innovation is really found, like I said, in all corners of MnDOT. It was one of the things that I was just so pleasantly surprised when I returned to MnDOT in 2019, was just the idea that when you started to talk to people, it's like it's happening everywhere. And it was kind of like, so how do we raise that up? How do we make sure that people know it's happening? And how do we keep people thinking about doing it? So it's really that we came up with this theme of everyone at MnDOT is an innovator. Everyone can be, because we're all problem solvers. We all are problem preventers. I think we're all continuous improvers. And we all want to think about defining that new future. So what is the new future of transportation? So we came up with this tagline of I'm a MnOVATOR. I did not come up with that. That was my brilliant communication staff. I think it was Molly and Carrie and Julie. So they are the brilliant minds behind a lot of this today. Really think about that. And we think that is a theme that we hope resonates with people. That really, we want you all to be thinking about that. How do you come to work every day and think about how you make something better? And if you have an idea, say it. Tell your boss. Tell us what those ideas are and see if you can get some traction. And then once you do it, tell somebody else you did it. Spread it. Tell people, share it, celebrate it. So really, when I was hired and came back to MnDOT, one of the things that the Office of Research and Innovation, one of our responsibilities was to think about how do we foster a culture of innovation within this organization. Now, like I said, there's lots of it going on, but how do we make it something that's really in our DNA that we really think about on a daily basis? So we did some work, and the slide that you're seeing now really is talking about some of those keys to success. And we're really focusing on two of them today, which really is that the reward and recognize. So that was one of the key things to a successful culture of innovation, is really to reward and recognize the people who are doing it. And another thing today, I think, is leadership support. And when I look around this room, we've got leadership here today, which is really great to see, including our commissioner is here today, which I think really speaks to how important innovation is to our culture. It is one of our core values. Yeah, we look at it for performance reviews. I think it's something that really is in the culture of this organization, and we just want to make sure that we are supporting it. And again, how do we keep it going? So there are a couple other keys that we're trying to focus on today too. I'm an overachiever, so I really want to hit all six, although I said we were going to do two. So collaboration, you're all here together, you're talking with each other. We hope that you mix and mingle and meet some new people. Evaluate and measure, we're going to have a demonstration by Plum Catalyst, who is our consultant helping us with this, on how we're going to create a dashboard to help share out those innovations and kind of track what we're doing. So Justin is here from Plum Catalyst to kind of look at that. Learn and share. We hope today is also about learning and sharing. So we're sharing these innovations with you. And then customer focus. I think that really goes to a core thing that I think MnDOT does. We think about the people we serve. So all of these innovations that you see today are grounded in how do we better serve someone, whether it's an internal customer, external customer, but it's about the people. And I think that's a really great thing to see. And it shows that we really do think about that. So how are we making lives better? And then quickly, before we get to the fun part, and I turn it over to Nancy for her comments, I just wanted to quickly recap on kind of a little bit how we got here for our campaign. So this summer, we started contacting people and asking for innovations from districts and offices. We had 30 nominations. They were in 5 categories. So our Spark category was really for new and novel things. So something new that you came up with. Upgrade was really thinking about how do we improve an existing operations or something that we're doing. Flow was really on process improvements. And then we had the Innovation of the Year Award, which is really for those big, very impactful ideas. And then, of course, we did People's Choice, because who doesn't want to be popular? So, which was fun. But we also wanted to know for internally for staff, what really resonates with you? What were the ones that you really thought were fun? So like I said, we got 30 nominations from all across the organization. And through our consultant, we developed an online voting platform that you could use from your computer and your smartphone. We had 690 MnDOT employees cast votes, and there was 2,025 votes that were cast across those categories. We did also ask when people put in their nominations for some information, what problem were you trying to solve, kind of what inspired you to do it, what was your impact? And then we also asked what alignment you saw with MnDOT's strategic goals. And maximizing stewardship of resources was the top clicked goal that people said they thought their innovations aligned with. So with that, I want to do just a couple quick thank yous, and then I will turn it over to our commissioner. So first of all, I wanted to thank our commissioner, Nancy Daubenberger, for being here today. I really appreciate, I know her schedule is insanely busy, so we really appreciate her taking the time today. Our deputy commissioners, Sarah and Jean, who both have been supportive of us moving forward with this. And then John Solberg, who is my boss, because John said, when I pitched this idea to him, he said, just do it and have fun. Those are the 2 things he said. Go for it. So I thought those are some very wise words that I think might be good to say to our employees. Go for it and have fun. I also want to thank my team at Research and Innovation. They really did the hard work here. And I'm just going to ask them to maybe just raise their hand as I say your name. Carrie, who's really been our lead. Taylor, who is our mobility from D7, who has been over helping us. It's been great. Molly, who's one of our communications. Julie, who's also communications, Dave Glyer. Dave here today? I don't see Dave. Oh, sorry. All right, and Karen and Maddie, who are both with our library, who are here today, and Aaron, who was giving you your name tags. Yes. And then we just want to thank the sign shop at MnDOT who did our lovely sign awards and thank them so much for that. We got some support from also MnDOT's printing and electronic media, so we wanted to thank them. And then just quickly, finally, we want to thank Metro State for allowing us to use this facility. I think it's beautiful. It's really a wonderful facility and just wanted to thank them for allowing us to be here today. So, and with that, I would like to kick it over to Nancy, who will provide some of her thoughts.
Hey, good morning, everyone. All right, thanks. So why don't we first take a moment? I want to echo the thanks that Katie just mentioned to the whole team who put this together today. Let's give them all a round of applause. So yes, thank you, Katie. And thank you to Carrie Workman, the Office of Research Innovation. And by the way, I love the theme, I'm a MnOVATOR. That's great. So thank you, Carrie, Molly, and Julie, all those who came up with that and got that on the stickers on the bags. And that's wonderful. So I'm going to keep that in mind. I'm a MnOVATOR. That's for our whole team. It's really a pleasure to be here today and to celebrate MnDOT's culture of innovation. I've been looking forward to this event all month because I think it's really important to take the time to recognize innovation and celebrate our successes and celebrate that we are innovating, even when they're not so successful, that we are innovating. And just recognizing innovators across our entire agency who made this year's campaign a success. And at MnDOT, innovation isn't something we just do. As Katie mentioned, it's who we are. It is woven into the fabric of our entire team. And it's a core value, as Katie noted too. It drives us to think differently and act boldly, take some risks, right? And continuously improve how we serve the people of Minnesota efficiently and effectively. And innovation is a spark that keeps us moving forward and advancing the work that we do. It's how we respond to the complex problems we have today and how we shape a better future, a more connected future, a positive step that we're taking today toward where we want to be in 5 years, in 10 years as an agency. And our agency has a long and proud history of innovation, again, embedded in all the work that we do. And so from highways to bikeways to aeronautics, rail, ports, we've innovated to modernize, to improve, and lead the way. And we've pioneered the use of recycled materials, plastic, rubber, fibers, and asphalt and concrete. We launched the first in the nation shared mobility innovation program focused on rural, tribal, and small urban communities. We were the first DOT to test autonomous vehicles in cold weather, something that we are uniquely equipped to do. So even though we're not the only state who has weather, a cold weather, winter weather, even though we like to talk about that a lot, we do have MnRoad. We are very fortunate to have a MnRoad facility where we can use a test track for things like that. And we continue to lead with tools like drones for bridge inspections and snowplow mounted cameras that provide real-time road condition data, cable median barriers, rumble strips, slurry mixes. These and the other 30 innovations nominated this year show us that every day across our entire agency, innovation happens in large and small ways. And innovation isn't always about just big headline making breakthroughs. It's also about the everyday improvements, the small changes that make a big difference. And this year's campaign certainly shows us that across MnDOT, people are solving problems, preventing issues, improving processes and imagining new ways to do things. And even in my career at MnDOT, and I've been with MnDOT over 26 years now, I've seen firsthand how even a small idea, when nurtured, can mean and lead to some meaningful change. And sometimes even the small ideas or the big ideas don't always lead to change, but they inform how we might change something else in the future. I've had the honor of working with so many innovators at MnDOT over the years, and I reflect fondly on so many different opportunities that we've had to try out some new things with mixed success, right? Not everything is successful right away. That's why we have prototypes and pilot projects, because we're going to learn from them. And I reflect fondly on my years in the MnDOT Bridge office, where we were able to try some innovative accelerated bridge construction techniques. One being building a bridge alongside the roadway and bringing it in on a big trailer, and or on a barge in the case of the Hastings Bridge. And then I was reflecting just the other day as I was talking with Chris Kruger, our communications director, who's retiring next week. I said, Chris, I remember working with you when you were at the Metro District, and we were out on 35E over a weekend or maybe it was a weekday, I can't recall, but we had the interstate shut down overnight, and we were doing a bridge slide. We thought, well, better shut that down to traffic while we're sliding a bridge across the interstate in place. Well, we were out there all night, and I knew I had media interviews the next morning. And, we weren't sure how those media interviews were going to go based on how the operation went. And sure enough, that bridge deck got stuck there for a while. But then we got it moving again. But anyway, it was then about talking about the innovation, what we're trying, that we're trying it the first time. Here's what worked well. Here's what didn't go so well, but here's what we would probably do differently or tweak the next time. And it really is about taking those risks. And as leaders in the organization, we need to make sure that we're encouraging innovation and then taking on that risk and thinking through the mitigation for that risk and how we're supporting our employees as they take on those risks, and being willing to be out there in front if they don't go so well, and let them take the credit if they do go well. So it's just really important that we try those things out. So I wanted to say thank you again, Office of Research Innovation, your team, for your leadership in this space, and the innovation strategy that was developed alongside MnDOT staff across the agency. It's a great roadmap, a document for how we can continue to embed innovation into our culture and our daily work. And it's honest about the challenges that come along with innovating. And Katie, you talked about empowerment, and I just want to underscore that one more time. That is so key, is empowering our employees. And our partners in Minnesota look to us, our counties, cities, tribal governments, when they're hearing of something new and different. Has MnDOT tried that? What's MnDOT? Oh, I think I've heard MnDOT's trying that. Is MnDOT having success? Again, we are out there in the public eye trying these things out, and sometimes that bridge deck coating has to be scraped off a little earlier than we thought it would. Didn't quite perform that way, but these are the ways we need to empower employees to try new things, because we're not going to learn unless we try. And so sometimes it takes years to implement an idea. Sometimes as innovators, we get the red light before we get the green light. But like Katie mentioned, keep working until you get that traction. The act of innovating, thinking creatively, trying something new brings rewards. And again, sometimes those rewards come in different forms, like learning what doesn't work so well, and learning what we do differently. And it brings personal and professional growth. And when those innovative ideas take root, they do save us time, save on frustration, cut costs, and most importantly, they improve the lives of those who are traveling through and living in Minnesota, the people we serve. So today we're recognizing and celebrating 30 innovations. And so it's 30 new approaches. and 30 what ifs that turned into what's next. And to everyone who contributed, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to nominate. Thank you for these innovations that we're celebrating today, your creativity, your commitment, and your courage to try some new ideas. So I look forward to seeing where innovations take you all next and where it takes us as an agency next. So congratulations to all of today's honorees. Let's keep building the future together. And again, thank you to the Office of Research and Innovation for hosting this great event, and Metro State for providing us this wonderful space today. Thanks.
Okay, am I back on? Okay, good. Thank you. All right. Oops. I was going to say, assuming my iPad didn't butts out on me, I can still do this. So now we're going to get to, I think, the really fun part of today, which is to walk you all through and tell you a little bit about the innovations that were nominated. And then our commissioner is going to reveal who won in each one of our categories. So our first category was the Spark Award. And again, this one is really thinking about new products, processes, or technologies. We had 9 projects nominated in this category. So I'm going to read these through, and apologies if I get a few of the things wrong, because some of these things I'm not 100% sure I understand what they all are, but they all sound really good. Okay, Division S for less time. This was the Office of Project Management and Technical Support. Put this forward. They used Microsoft Copilot to write code for a new automated process for used by specification writers generating Division S special provisions. This innovation substantially reduced the manual effort required. It helped to eliminate the chance of human error or that sections would be missed. And there was an informal survey done of district engineers, and they are thinking approximately 400 hours of time will be saved each year. So that I think is pretty incredible. That 400 hours, that's a lot. So this is something that really will improve efficiency and an easy way to, it's easy to navigate, and it's an updated process. So thank you for that one. Our second nomination was 394 Dunwoody, use of geo-targeting and geofencing, and this was from Metro District. This innovative approach strategically reached more people living or traveling in the construction area in a way that lessened waste and did not rely on MnDOT's email distribution list or producing postcards or letters. What resulted was better engagement with communities and a more ecologically sound way of sharing information. Congratulations to them for the nomination. Our third nomination, the Minnesota Electric Aviation Network mean study from Aeronautics. MnDOT is the first state in the country to conduct a challenging study like this. This innovation lays the groundwork for other states to undertake similar planning studies as we all prepare for electric aviation. Our fourth nomination were story maps for Highway 252, Interstate 94, and Rethinking I-94 from the Metro District. This was an innovation that focused on leveraging new visual tools to help MnDOT improve our relationships with Minnesota communities. Part of MnDOT's Let's Talk Transportation website, the story maps provided information on project background, goals, and the options being considered. The Highway 252 I-94 map was viewed almost 2,000 times in 2 months. Those were the hits for that one. And the Rethinking I-94 map had 10,100 views in 5 months. So generating a lot of traffic and broadening out that communication. Our fifth nomination was the Youth Leadership Program, also from Metro District. Youth are consistently excluded from community engagement, despite being future users and long-term stakeholders in transportation infrastructure. This is the reason that Metro launched an engaging and empowering youth leadership program that several organizations have asked how they can replicate. So really thinking about those future generations, future users, and that focus. Our fifth nomination was the Rondo Digital Delivery from the Office of Land Management. And their description is, fewer things are more frustrating than needing to jump through hoops to get to information. This innovation created a more streamlined process to ensure the public has easy and more complete access to public information. Now requests are turned around more quickly and with less red tape. Our seventh nomination is PSED from District 2. This innovation introduced a new process for milling pavement. Since MnDOT contracts many miles of asphalt paving milling each year, implementing the PSED has resulted in significantly smoother surface with minimal added investment. Our eighth nomination, Geocomposite Joint Drain from the Office of Materials and Road Research. This new design proved very useful in addressing bridge clearance issues and areas where grade increase must be avoided. Research supporting the implementation of the GJD also led the concrete engineering unit to write a special provision and later a specification, ensuring that the innovation becomes a part of our practice. So really focusing also on how do we move innovation into ingraining it into our day-to-day business. The ninth innovation, the use of 3D printer to make custom art for traffic signs and ITS from the Office of Transportation System Management and Operations. One innovator in that area learned to program a 3D printer and began creating the specialized fittings needed for the ATC cabinet, which are not available commercially. This method ensured standardization of the use of the card slots, protection of components from dust and dirt, and improvements to the base of the grid smart detection cameras so they can be reused and returned damage-free. This innovation optimizes the use of technology and resources and keeps each of the traffic signal cabinets up to standard. So those were our 9 nominations. And now we're going to ask Nancy to come up and reveal our winner. And then we're going to ask, I'm sorry, I should also clarify, Nancy's going to announce the winner, and then we will ask the team to come forward and get their award and get their photo taken.
Great. Well, thank you. This is the exciting part. Okay, this first one is the Spark Award winner. And the Spark Award winner is the use of a 3D printer to make custom parts for traffic signals and ITS by the Office of Transportation System Management and Operations. Yeah. Thanks to the science shop for making these wonderful awards over here. Why don't you get in the middle and hold? Yeah, here. And then I'll get this on. All right, next.
Yep.
All right.
Next. So our next category is the Upgrade Award, which recognizes adaptive solutions that creatively use available resources. For this award category, we had 3 nominations. The first one was Plans by Planner app, utilizing Microsoft 365 tool for plan implementation tracking from the Office of Transit and Active Transportation. By using a new suite of tools, the Plans by Planner app was created to implement and track the high priority pedestrian safety improvements plan. Its centralized, organized methods resulted in improved organization and teamwork. It clearly assigns tasks, tracks progress towards goals, and gives the planning and project teams a way to see and assess priority items. Our second nomination, Project Bundling, Pedestrian Bridges in Multiple Districts from the Office of Construction and Innovative Contracting. This new statewide bundled contracting approach brings together a design, build, delivery method and central project management. It also sought ways to utilize carbon reduction funding to improve stewardship and the use of resources. This innovation has delivered 4 pedestrian bridge improvements in 4 different locations in 3 MnDOT districts. And our third and final nomination in this category, psychological safety in the workplace. And we did allow our nominees to come up with alternate titles, kind of fun ones. So this one is We Mind What's on Your Mind. And it was from the Office of Materials and Road Research. The description, a small internal group of employees decided it was time for a new approach to gauging worker attitudes. So they researched psychological safety and conducted a staff survey. This helps MnRoad and MnDOT better understand the evolving nature of psychological safety and resulted in better participation levels than previous efforts. The office's Workplace Engagement Committee has used the survey results to focus on activities that remove some of the perceived issues and make enhancements in other areas. Great, ready?
Okay.
So
The upgrade winner is Project Bundling, Pedestrian Bridges in Multiple Districts, the Office of Construction and Innovative Contracting. Congratulations.
great. Congratulations. Our next award category is our Flow Award, which is focused on process improvements that make work more efficient and easier. And in this category, we had 8 nominations. The first nomination is the Blotnick Bridge permitting process from District 1. The description, through early and extreme collaboration, this innovation created a streamlined permitting process between agencies from the state of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the federal government. On-time permitting resulted in reduced project delays, which has a value to MnDOT of $70 million per year of delay. This process also received a compliment from the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency as the best ever 401 application for water quality certification. Our second nomination, Complete Streets Engagement Kit, and they build a street fund box from the Office of Sustainability and Public Health. This innovation was modeled from our STEM's Bridge in a Bag. Complete Streets kits allow participants to see and feel proposed transportation changes and trade-offs. Through this activity, participants can express their needs in a tangible way and shape transportation design so that it reflects local priorities before permanent investments are made. Based on initial test use, the kits promise to facilitate more meaningful feedback from a wider range of community members, and this innovation helps others to understand the concept of complete streets. Our third nomination, which I believe is Ally, not A11Y or A11Y. It took me a little, I'm slow some days, but sorry. So Ally, Accessibility Champions Program from the Office of Administration. The Ally program seeks to address the lack of knowledge of digital accessibility across offices and programs. This innovation created a distributed accessibility support model by building a network of accessibility champions who are embedded across the agency and every office and program area. Over 25 MnDOT staff members and growing have joined Ally, and together are improving our agency's capacity around digital accessibility. Our fourth nomination, Project-Specific Electronic Data, Digital Plans for a Digital Future, from the Office of Chief Counsel. MnDOT designers have long had the ability to create digital design files in 2 and 3 dimensions. The agency had not had a means to use those digital files in the contracting process. Chief Counsel, working with the design team in District 2, developed terms and processes that allow digital data to be conveyed to the contractor in a manner that is legally binding and directly usable in the field for construction and inspection purposes. This innovation opens the door to direct use of 3D digital files and other electronic data in our contracts. Our fifth nomination, Remast, from Metro District. Metro needed to develop a data-driven process to determine if it has enough resources to deliver projects and to determine strategies to employ these resources in a strategic and efficient manner. Utilizing timesheet data and construction project bid cost data to estimate resource needs, estimates are then input into a forecasting tool. What results is Remast, a more efficient data-driven method to determine estimated staffing needs. And this is an innovation which builds efficiency and modernization, difficult for me to say, into Metro's workflow. Our sixth nomination, Runway Ready, streamlining grants for takeoff, from the Office of Aeronautics. With a grant process that was difficult to navigate and not easy to track and manage, the team at Aeronautics sought a solution. This innovation brings together a project prioritization model and scoring system, a streamlined and transparent grant manual, form stack-based applications, interactive dashboards, detailed cost splits, and robust monitoring tools. It's a cohesive framework and more user-friendly process that benefits both our internal team and external partners. Our seventh nomination, implementation and adoption of 3D GPR for pavement evaluation smart coring, transforming pavement scoping through 3D ground penetrating radar, from the Office of Materials and Road Research. This innovation enhances MnDOT's pavement project scoping process. It allows MnDOT to make a more informed design decisions, optimizing core strategies, reduces safety risks to coring crews and drivers, minimizes construction surprises, and ultimately reduces project costs and delays. Hundreds of projects across all MnDOT districts covering thousands of miles have used 3D GPR. Our eighth and final, and I'll just say my favorite because it came from my office. Although we didn't, because everybody voted, I couldn't. And we only got to vote once. Okay, sorry. All right, so our eighth and final in this category was MnDOT's digital library, turning pages into pixels, from the Office of Research and Innovation. What the staff did is, this is the innovation, scanning thousands of pages of items, some of them dating as far back as 1917, was a 2-year team effort between MnDOT library staff and MnDOT Printing and Electronic Media Services and a consultant who assisted with large scale and difficult items. To date, there are more than 2,500 items in MnDOT's digital library, with plans to make thousands more available. With a user-friendly interface and powerful search capabilities, the digital library is a central location for MnDOT publications and available to MnDOT staff and the public. So if you haven't gone there, please go there. It rocks. It's very good. All right. But again, I didn't do anything shady.
You have a favorite, but you didn't tip the scales being in charge of the event. Okay. I believe you, Katie. All right. Well, here we go. A lot of great nominations. Yeah. Category. Oh, Okay, the Flow Award winner is the Blatnick Bridge permitting process, District 1.
Thank you. Congratulations. Our next category is Innovation of the Year. So this is the big impact ideas that we said, how it greatly advances Minnesota's transportation system. We had 10 nominations in this category. So I will start. The first one, controlled modulus columns, the soft soil solution from District 8. Controlled modulus columns solve the age-old problem of how to safely and quickly stabilize and prepare deep peat soil pockets for roadbed construction in a way that is quicker, more environmentally friendly, and cost-effective than traditional pile driving. This option makes little noise and vibration compared to traditional pile driving and ensures Minnesota roads are safer and more sustainable for the traveling public. Nomination number 2, an all-in-one solution for manhole repair, or Mr. Manhole, from District 4. Research into and the purchase of this new piece of equipment allows D4 to quickly remove manholes and replace them in a new structurally sound, watertight assembly. With this all-in-one solution, repairs are completed in a fraction of the time and at a lower cost than conventional methods. Nomination number 3, lane constrictor intersections from the Office of Traffic Engineering. This is what they wrote. To our knowledge, this in-house innovation was the first implementation of lane constrictor intersections in the country. The design uses pavement markings and longitudinal rumble strips to reduce lane width, and it introduces a minor steering maneuver to require drivers on the main line to pay more attention and engage more with the driving task as they proceed through an intersection. Nomination number 4, Bridge Office Replacement and Improvement System, BORIS, from the Office of Bridge. Instead of continuing to use a spreadsheet with minimal tools, the Bridge Office created BORIS to calculate risk and project selection scores that aid in making defendable decisions while emphasizing transparency and proper stewardship of the bridge inventory. BORIS provides a data portal for the masses, pulling in information from many sources and transforming it into digestible formats. BORIS promotes the lowest life cycle cost in managing MnDOT's bridges, recommends ideal project type and optimal project timeframes, as well as necessary funding to reach those goals. Nomination number 5, Monarch Candidate Conservation Agreement with Assurances, CCAA, the Monarch Motorway, from the Office of Environmental Stewardship. Participation in the conservation agreement with assurances looks to the future and seeks to protect the natural environment which our transportation systems are built within. This innovation gives MnDOT regulatory certainty should the monarch butterfly be federally listed as endangered. It allows MnDOT to contribute to monarch conservation in a structured way, helping to fulfill habitat goals while potentially avoiding future costs and delays associated with more stringent regulations if a listing of endangerment occurs. Nomination number 6, hydraulic wing cart and winch, wing cart from District 3. The wing cart design has many different options and notably allows an operator to take off and install a wing on the truck without an additional lifting device, which is a major step forward. Compared to many other designs across the state that had expensive engineering, the wing cart's innovative design accomplishes more and costs less, all while supporting the safety of our workers. Nomination number 7, Go Marty, self-driving shuttle pilot program from the Office of Transportation System management and operations. Go Marty stands for Minnesota's Autonomous Rural Transportation Initiative and was the first winter weather rural accessible on-demand self-driving transportation pilot demonstration in the nation, deployed in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Go Marty brought a unique opportunity to perform cutting-edge autonomous vehicle research in a rural community with harsh winter weather using on-demand micromobility transportation while simultaneously providing wheelchair-capable transportation access at no cost to riders. Number 8, Tribal Engagement Dashboard from the Office of Civil Rights. Detailed analysis of workforce data pertaining to Minnesota's 11 federally recognized tribal nations was not readily available for internal partners and external stakeholders. Thanks to the Tribal Employment Dashboard, now it is. The dashboard has enabled MnDOT's Office of Civil Rights to provide the state's tribal nations with more readily accessible workforce data and has augmented existing reporting mechanisms which relied upon internal partners and external stakeholders. Number 9, moving fleet into TAMs from the Office of, says Sustainable Planning and Project Management, but I believe it's Asset Management now, right? They're in office now, yay. So TAMs answered the question of how to stop using an outdated, unsupported application for managing fleet inventory and shop equipment repair orders. This innovation managed a heavy lift of converting large workflows into a new system. And after months of planning with a dedicated team, a new application was successfully created within Transportation Asset Management System, TAMS. There is now better reporting, better tech support, and an improved use of resources. Our 10th and final nomination in this category, enhanced pavement striping, increased life and visibility. And they came up with their fun title of I Can See Clearly Now, Even If the Rain Isn't Gone. And now everybody's singing, it's going through your head, right? Okay, from the Office of Traffic Engineering. And they're right up. It's dangerous and challenging when drivers can't see pavement striping in wet conditions at night on both old and newly paved roads. Through continued research and implementation of wet reflective media, such as beads, MnDOT can now expect dry retro readings for striping to be increased by at least 50%. This innovation has increased pavement striping longevity, as well as efforts to measure the wet retroreflectivity. Oh, man, I had to practice some of this. And it advances our commitment to safety. So those were our 10 nominations.
Great. Thanks for getting through all 10 and all very worthy contenders for the Innovation of the Year Award. And the winner of the Innovation of the Year Award is Enhanced Pavement Striping, Increased Life and Visibility, the Office of Traffic Engineering.
Award, you guys can hold the award.
Congratulations. Thank you. And now for our final award, which it's, so all 30 nominations were then submitted for the People's Choice Award. And this is the one that resonated most with MnDOT voters. And there are 30, but guess what? The best part is I'm not going to reread all 30 of them. Go right into it. So we will let Nancy announce the People's Choice.
And let me just say again, it was great hearing about all these and reading about all these. So thank you again to all those who submitted nominations, all the work that went into get to being able to have a nomination, the innovations that took place, and the very creative taglines. Love those. Thanks for coming up with those. So I'm sure they're all very worthy of this too, but the People's Choice Award winner is Controlled Modulus Columns, the Soft Soil Solution, District 8. Congratulations.
Oh, you
You get the. No.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
to everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Well, thank you, everyone. I think I'm gonna bring us home. This is what you say. So I just want to thank again Nancy for helping out with giving out those awards. Thanks to everyone for coming here today. I'm going to spend like a minute or two telling you a little bit about our office and what we can offer to you, and then telling you a little bit about some of the other things that are here today that you can do as you close out for the day. So just very quickly, Office of Research and Innovation. Got a couple of things that we do. One, we have a library, and we have Karen and Maddie are here from library. They're also going to have a table over here where they have pulled some library materials related to innovation. So kind of a book collection for people. Library staff, they know everything, and they're super fast at getting you anything that you need. So stop beating yourself up and stop spending tons of time trying to Google your own stuff. Just contact them. They can get you if you have a question about like, hey, has anybody else ever done this? Hey, is there a solution to this? Hey, what happened years ago at MnDOT? They know it, and they're great, and they will get that for you immediately. So please lean into them. They have an Ask a Librarian very fast. And if you can't figure out how to do the puzzle in your bag, just ask Karen from the library, because none of us could figure it out. And then I thought, well, maybe I should ask a librarian. And 20 seconds later, Karen said, oh, I have the YouTube video. So an example, personal. We also run MnDOT's research program. So we do ask for ideas every year. Usually those are due in like the Marchist timeframe. It's just a little paragraph. We have idea scale. You can go on. So again, if you have a question, you want something looked at, think about putting in a research proposal. We also have opportunities for staff to serve on what we call our research TAPs. So those are our technical advisory panels. It's a great way to get staff engaged. It's a great way, if you're a deep subject matter expert in something, sit on it. If somebody's new to our organization and you're willing to let them spend a little time, maybe be on a TAP. It's a good way for them to network, get to know people, start to become more of a subject matter expert in their area. So we do that. We also have a research implementation program. So if there's been a research project and you want to think about highlighting it, putting it out in the field, testing it out, Carrie here leads our research implementation program. So there is funding that we have available for that. And then of course, innovation. We are here to help you. We are here to continue this. So really our office is to serve this organization. So we are here to help you. Please come ask us for things. We like to help. So just know that we are here to do all those things for you. And then just super quickly, as we round out the day, just wanted to mention there's more food, so help yourself, please eat. We do have posters that have the different innovations on them, so you can read about all of them. There's no quiz, just read. Those will also be on our website. We will be following up with everybody with some information. Like I said, library staff will be over at a table, curated some innovation materials. Also, if you have other questions for them, ask them. They'll get it for you. And then we also have Justin from Plum Catalyst. Raise your hand. He's going to be over there. He's going to plug his laptop in and do a demo of some things that are kind of some of our next steps, which is to create a database of these innovations. So we can create the database, create a dashboard, helps to track it, helps to inspire it, helps to share it out. So he's going to demo that for us. So that's something else we're launching. And then again, Carrie over here, we're going to launch a internal innovation community of practice. So if you're interested in staying engaged or you have staff who are, we're going to do that so that we can have more internal collaboration on this, training, sharing again of things. So that's coming up. I'm going to look at Carrie. Okay, one other thing is that for parking in your bag, there's a thing so you get it free. So don't forget to take that. What did I forget? Oh, they left me a Post-it note. Research and, see, they have to. Okay. Research and innovation staff will follow up with you after the event, sending you a list of the key contacts for all the innovations. So if you want to talk to somebody and find out more about those. We also want to get your thoughts about the information dashboard as it relates to your innovation and kind of thinking about, for some of that, what information should we be collecting? What do people want to know? What should we be kind of tracking? How should we be building it and using it? Because again, we want it to be something that serves the organization. With that, I think I'm done, except that I'm just going to give you guys all a huge round of applause. I just can't appreciate so much that you came here today to do this for us. So excited. And thank you all for the innovation. So thank you.